If you're making YouTube videos and you're doing anything other than just sitting at a desk like this all the time, you might just need this. The Rode Wireless Go 2, which comes with 2 transmitters, one of which I'm actually using right now, is what we've been using for a couple of years now for literally hundreds of videos on my wife's channel, on my channel, and after a couple of years, I can tell you definitively this is probably the right choice. Let me explain why. I've seen people use this mic like 200 feet away. I haven't done it, but apparently it works great. So I think it's time we actually test that out. I'm using the Wireless Go 2 clipped to my shirt, and there's a lot going on out here. There's somebody over there trimming grass. There's somebody over there running a weed whacker. I heard a plane going by. I heard a big old semi starting up. There is a lot of noise. So this would give you a really good idea of what you can expect outside in a real environment. There's a little wind every now and then. I'm gonna walk backward and see when this thing cuts out. It may not. I'd guess about 50 yards-ish to that tree over there, maybe 100 before I get to the end of this little lake. Let's see if this cuts out at all the whole way there. Dog barking, tree with spider web. So I'm at the tree and I've got a barking dog. What do you think, guys? I think you can probably see me at this point, and I'm guessing you can actually hear me. I'm thinking I'm close to 100 yards away, if not maybe 90-ish, and I'm really close to a guy with a big gas-powered leaf blower. If this is working, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed at what this little mic can do. You can't deny that was pretty cool. Okay, so it's really useful and you can use it in basically any scenario, but what about the actual quality? Well, this is a clip of a test I did between my Rode Pod mic, which is a really good dynamic mic for vocals, and the Rode Wireless Go 2.
Forward the light brigade. Charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Forward the light brigade. Was there a man dismayed? Not that the soldier knew someone had blundered.
Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. It's not quite as rich as the Pod mic, but for a little tiny portable lav mic you can carry around anywhere, it's really good. And if you crank the gain down all the way and get it really close to your mouth inside a fake mic prop, most folks wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You can also plug in a regular lav mic to it, so you can wire it underneath. It's a little less visible. We often take one like this and just put it clipped inside the shirt or taped to our chest. Works great. And it's wonderful that it comes with 2 transmitters automatically, because splitting audio between 2 guests using the same audio channel is so bad. Now, I will say it peaks a little hard sometimes. You can find that in most of the reviews. But again, after a couple years, I just keep the gain cranked down all the way, all the time. And if I want to lift it, I can, but it's rarely a problem. One of my favorite features, though, is actually the software, because I can set this up to be constantly recording anytime it's on. Like even right now, if I lost the footage from my camera and I didn't have the audio in camera anymore, it would be 100% backed up in here in a high quality file that I think will give me like 7 hours of recording just on this. And it can do much longer than that if you crank the quality down a bit. But it's plenty as it is. And this actually came into play when I recorded a very important family video and I realized the mic wasn't completely plugged in. If you've been making videos for any amount of time, you've probably had that happen. But I knew that I could just plug this into my computer, download the file, and match it up with the video track, and it worked perfectly with the same level of quality. This does come with a little dead mouse for each transmitter, but we rarely use them considering the way we place them on our shirts or what have you. It's not really necessary, but hey, it's nice to have the option. The battery life is pretty good. We've never had an issue going through a shoot with them. Usually we'll go through 3 or 4 video shoots before we have to replace the battery. If you're running all day in a professional environment, you might need to charge it up once, but most people wouldn't. What about cost? This came out at around $300, which was actually a really good deal. But guys, I've seen it on sale recently for as low as $225. I would say anything under $280 is like really good still for this mic. But that brings us to the question, is it for everybody? And the answer is no. Now, if you can invest $100 or $200 in a couple lights and still have $250 laying around to pick this setup, great. Then yes, you should get it. But if you're just getting started, there are a few fundamentals I would say you should invest in instead. And no, it's not a camera. Or if you're curious what that starter kit might look like, I'm gonna be putting out a video really soon breaking down what you need to get started on the right foot on YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss that when it comes out. But if you're in the position of trying to invest in stepping up your YouTube game, this mic is probably for you. There are other knockoff kits and even some higher end ones like the DJI's got a competitor. But what I know from my personal experience is this is a very good way to go. But maybe your voice and mics aren't your big issue. Maybe what you're struggling with is using music in your videos. How do you even do it right? Well, I actually made a video breaking down how to use music the right way in your content. So after you hit subscribe, go ahead and click here to watch that.